Cancel everything. Meet back at the forum. What you hear today will change your life.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 shocking moments from They Call Me Magic.
There was a little tension. Matter of fact, I'd be lying if I said there was a little tension. There was a lot. It was big.
For this list, we're looking at events that were surprising or unexpected, as revealed in the Apple TV Plus documentary centered around the life and playing career of NBA basketball player Earvin Magic Johnson. Do you still believe in magic? Let us know in the comments. Number 10, a coin toss. A team having the number 1 draft pick is a pretty big deal, as you get first dibs on up-and-coming prospects such as Magic Johnson in the 1979 draft.
Next season, today I'll be applying for hardship. I'll be turning pro.
While most NBA fans are familiar with the lottery system in place that's used to determine which team gets the coveted first pick, back in the 70s, it didn't quite work that way. The 2 worst teams of each conference would face off with a simple coin toss.
You know, at the end of the 78-79 season, 2 franchises flipped a coin to see who got the first pick. So the Lakers and the Bulls were headed for a coin flip.
The Los Angeles Lakers, who acquired their pick from the Jazz, won the toss against the Chicago Bulls and selected Johnson with their pick.
When the Lakers got Magic Johnson, excitement ain't even a word.
It's impossible to envision the Lakers without Magic, but a simple heads or tails could have changed everything. Number 9, Magic makes his mark early. Being the number 1 overall pick comes with a lot of praise and recognition, but it also comes with the pressure to perform.
I had to come in and prove I could play in the NBA and lead the Lakers.
There was no question about his talent, given that he had just come off winning an NCAA championship with Michigan State over rival Larry Bird. But people wondered if he could perform at an NBA level.
I can hear some basketball fans right now. They're saying, see, Magic Johnson can't play defense in the NBA.
While Johnson was able to hold his own during the course of his rookie season, it helped that he played with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, one of the all-time NBA greats. Having reached the NBA Finals that year, Abdul-Jabbar went down with an injury, but Magic was able to take the reins and guide the Lakers to victory, becoming the only rookie to win Finals MVP in the process.
42, 15, and 7, the greatest performance as far as I am concerned in NBA Finals history.
We don't have to wonder about who he is anymore, or his value to the team. We know that now.
Number 8, big money leads to big tension. Anytime a player makes positive contributions to their team, they increase their value, not just in terms of winning, but also monetarily. Lakers owner Jerry Buss decided to go all in on Magic by making him the highest paid player in sports history with a massive 25-year contract worth $25 million. Understandably, this upset a few of his teammates. Additionally, a rift had formed between head coach Paul Westhead and Magic over the direction of the team, leading to Johnson requesting a trade.
I haven't been happy. I'm not happy. I just, wanted to get out of the situation.
Westhead was fired as a result, and although it's hard to imagine, fans were not happy with Magic, even going so far as to boo him during games. As the notorious B.I.G. once said, "Mo money, mo problems."
It was like nobody liked me. Don't speak to him, don't say nothing to him, all that. Man, it's like I didn't have a friend in the world.
Number 7, racial injustice. As the game of basketball expands globally, the NBA has generated some of the most internationally recognized sports stars, such as Michael Jordan and LeBron James. This wasn't always the case, as around the time Magic Johnson joined the NBA, it was uncertain whether it would still exist within 5 years.
The National Basketball Association, in its 33rd season, is troubled by diminishing crowds and declining television ratings, signs that fan interest may be waning.
Part of the issue was due to how American society responded to having a professional sports league composed primarily of black players.
I think there's a conflict between the white and the black.
Even later on in Magic's career, during the epic NBA Finals showdown between the Boston Celtics and Lakers, fans were divided along racial lines.
The attitude of the country was the Lakers were Black America's team,
and the Celtics was white America's team.
Since that time, the NBA has grown rapidly, and NBA players make their voices heard on issues of racial injustice. Number 6, from tragic back to magic. A significant hurdle for the Lakers was overcoming the Boston Celtics. Sure, since Magic had joined the team, they had won 2 championships in 3 years, but the Celtics were a force to be reckoned with. In their prior 7 meetings in the finals, the Lakers left empty-handed.
All the fans and everybody that worked for the Laker organization reminded us that we hadn't beat the Celtics ever in the NBA Finals.
When the teams met once again in the 1984 Finals, the stakes were higher as rivals Larry Bird and Johnson squared off. Would the Lakers prevail? No. The Celtics continued their dominance over the Lakers, and Magic was labeled tragic magic.
To hear tragic magic, to see that in the newspaper, to see I don't compare to Larry Bird, he's a better player, it was just a huge disappointment.
Johnson became more determined than ever to defeat Bird and the Celtics, which would happen the following season, even when down. Don't count Magic out.
It's a long year last year to wait for this moment right now.
What a great moment for me to redeem myself, to beat my rival, to do it in Boston Garden. No team had ever won a championship on that parquet floor.
Number 5. Magic versus Zeke. While many basketball fans may be aware of the rivalry between Magic and Bird, fewer may be aware of the one between Magic and Detroit Piston Isaiah Thomas. The pair had known each other for many years and became close friends.
Now, we saw you go over and give your good friend Isaiah Thomas a little kiss on the cheek. Is that kind of a ritual you guys have gone through? You've been friends for many years.
Yes, we always greet each other. Anytime we see each other, we greet each other with a little kiss on the cheek.
When Johnson lost the 1984 NBA championship to the Celtics, Thomas was there to console him.
And after losing that game, I'll never forget, we were just in the hotel room and you can hear him crying and sobbing. And we were just sitting on the floor in silence for, literally the whole night.
This dynamic between the two would change when, in 1988, the Lakers and Pistons would meet in the NBA Finals. Many of Magic's teammates were wary of how he would play against Thomas, but Johnson showed that when it came to winning, nothing would stand in his way. Thomas would have the same attitude, especially after taking a forearm to the head from Johnson.
Before I knew it, he was, boom! I was like, okay, all right.
He jumps up and swung at me, so that's when it started.
Number 4, Magic gets cold feet. When Johnson first saw his eventual wife Cookie at a party he was DJing at, he just knew there was something special about her and made sure to get her number. The two would eventually date, but Magic was a ladies' man. This didn't work for Cookie and they broke things off, but would be in regular contact.
We were still talking and staying in touch with each other. It was just nice to be able to call and hear a friendly voice on the other end.
Because, I was still in love with him, of course.
Eventually, they would reunite, and Magic asked Cookie to be his wife. Just when it seemed like he was ready to settle down, he broke off their engagement.
We talked on the phone. We talked about planning the wedding. Oh my God, I've got to plan the wedding. I'm so excited. And that's when he told me, I can't do it. I tried. I can't do it. It's too much pressure on me. It's just too much pressure.
This happened a few more times until Magic spoke with his dad and Magic agreed to make it stick with Cookie. Even on their wedding day, she still wasn't sure if Magic would show up.
I remember thinking, what if he doesn't show up? I'm still scared that he's not gonna go through with this because he's done it so many times.
Number 3, the 1992 All-Star Game MVP. When Magic Johnson announced his retirement just prior to the beginning of the 1991-92 season, it was obviously unexpected, and no one had any idea if he would be back on an NBA court ever again. Despite not having played any games, when the 1992 NBA All-Star Game was coming up, Magic was ahead in All-Star fan voting.
When the All-Star fan balloting is announced today, he comes in second among Western Conference guards.
Due to his recent HIV diagnosis, there was uncertainty and controversy if he should even be allowed to participate. David Stern, NBA commissioner at the time, made sure that Johnson would be allowed to play.
But it's also about our humanity and it's about our magic. And so, without asking for too many opinions, because I was afraid that I might get too many, I said, that's it. He's in.
Even with the league's approval, there were still some NBA players who threatened to boycott the game. In the end, Johnson put on a show and walked away All-Star MVP.
Magic, you're the most valuable player. You're a most courageous person. The moment is yours. Congratulations.
It was pure magic. Number 2, Magic the Businessman. Magic Johnson is so closely tied to basketball that it's easy to overlook his business acumen.
There were people that taught him a lot about business, and he would take their knowledge. Jerry Buss taught him a lot about business. Michael Ovitz taught him a lot about business.
After the Rodney King riots resulted in a lot of damage to the black community of Los Angeles, Johnson knew that whatever business he adopted, it had to make a positive impact in black communities.
I got to build my business in urban America. If you don't make a difference in the black community, that doesn't matter that you win in all those championships.
One of his first ventures was to develop a chain of movie theaters, reasoning that movies were an affordable option for many in minority communities. He even went so far as to meet with the Bloods and Crips to ensure there would be peace around the theaters.
You guys got to agree that we can't have violence outside or inside that theater. And I'm creating jobs. So if you guys got some guys who want to work, I will employ them.
Despite his many successful endeavors, including being part of the ownership group of the LA Dodgers, he never forgot about giving back to his community.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1, HIV diagnosis. Unwittingly, Magic Johnson had become the face of the HIV/AIDS crisis that had been going on in the United States throughout the 80s and early 90s.
What should I do? You know, she didn't even hesitate. You should go public with it. I want you to become the face of the disease. I want you to become a face of AIDS. We need a face.
The virus, of course, still affects many all over the world. But at the time, not much was known about it. Many viewed it as something that only affected the LGBTQ+ community and those who used intravenous narcotics. Johnson retired due to fears around his HIV status.
Because of the HIV virus that I have attained, I will have to retire from the Lakers today.
While he did play in the All-Star game and was part of the Dream Team at the 1992 Olympics, his attempts at an NBA comeback were unsuccessful due to the lingering stigma. Johnson's continued advocacy for people with the virus greatly helped to break the silence around HIV/AIDS.
Magic gave confidence to those who were also afflicted with the disease that this wasn't a death sentence, that they should put pressure on government and on the medical establishment to take this disease seriously.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.